Hi there everyone. Good to be with my friends again today. We're going to be looking at just two verses in 1 Chronicles chapter 4 verses 9 and 10. This is about a man called Jabez, Jabez. And there's very little said about him in the Bible, but what is said about him is very, very interesting indeed. I want to tell you a wee story about three brothers. The oldest one got himself into a lot of trouble, ran with the wrong crowd, got into drugs and crime and violence, and went away to do a long stretch in prison. The middle brother, he followed the same example, got himself into trouble and went away to prison. Now you would have thought by this time that the youngest brother, the third one, would have said to himself, I'm not going to be like my brothers. I'm going to be a better man than they are. But no. What does he do? Runs with the wrong crowd, gets into trouble, ends up in prison. I don't know about you today, but I'd like to ask you a question. When was the last time you thought about bettering yourself? When was the last time you said, I'm not going to be like everybody else. I'm going to be different. Jabez, he had quite a rocky start to his life. His mother called him Jabez, which means pain. Imagine going around with a name like Pain. That would have been very, very difficult for him. His mum called him that because she had a very, very difficult birth, a very painful birth, and so she called him Pain. But Jabez was a man who decided to think for himself, and he made up his mind that he would be an honourable man. Hey, Motherwell needs honourable men today and honourable women. I wonder, do you know anybody like that? Somebody that's decided to do better than the rest of the group. Somebody that's decided that they are going to do what's right and be honourable, tell the truth, pay their way, work with their hands, bring up their family well, be respectable in the community. Motherwell needs honourable men and women today. Motherwell really does. And I want to tell you that your wife needs an honourable man as a husband. Your kids need an honourable man as a dad. Your employer needs an honourable man for his employee. Or if you are an employer, your employees need an honourable man for their employer. Your community, this community of Motherwell, can be great if we have some more honourable men and women. In your church, if you're a churchgoer, and I hope you are, needs honourable men and women. And my prayer today would be that you would think of who you are and where you're going, and that you would decide, I'm going to be a better person than I have been up to now. And my prayer would be that you would look to Jesus Because listen, if we want to be a better man, there's no better way. That's Irish, isn't it? If you want to be a better woman, there's no better way than to come to Jesus. You show me somebody that's following Jesus. And I don't mean hypocrites that go around, but I mean someone that's genuinely following Jesus. And I will show you somebody that's bettering themselves. And I will show you somebody that you can count on as an honourable person. It says that Jabez prayed to the God of Israel. I wonder when the last time was that you prayed. And I don't mean a wee quick prayer when you're in a jam, but really you got down and you made time for God. And you made time to pray. I know it's not easy. I know that the children are there and little babies, and I know that the phone rings and Facebook's on and there's so much knocking at the door, and it's hard to get time for prayer. But you know, we can make time if we really want to for the things that we really want, you know, and make time for prayer. It says that Jabez, he prayed. Now this prayer of Jabez, it's very, very interesting. He prayed, this is what he prayed. He prayed, bless me. Oh, bless me, Lord. So he asked God to bless him. And it says, he asked God to give him land. Give me land, Lord. Give me a lot of land. Give me large tracts of land. So he prayed for property. And then he prayed, Lord, he prayed, protect me. Give me your personal protection from evil, that it might not harm me. He was praying that he would have zero pain. And that's very interesting because his name means pain. But he prayed, Lord, keep me from pain. Isn't that lovely? And you know, the wonderful thing is that the Bible says, and God gave it to him. God answered his prayer. And that was what was really, really fantastic. You know, we need to believe when we come to God. We need to believe that he cares. How do I know that God cares for me? Well, I just need to look at Jesus. Who did Jesus care for? He cared for his disciples, yes. He cared for the people that he met. He cared for the sick. He cared for the poor. He cared for the rich. He cared for the Romans. He cared for the Greeks. He cared for the Jews. Jesus cared for everybody. He cared for the little children, didn't he? The poor widows. Those that had lost loved ones and were bereaved. Those that were hurting. Jesus cared for them all. And that shows me that God cares, because Jesus was God. God become man. And so I know that Jesus cares, and I know that God cares. And I can come to him with all the things in my life, whether it's my homework that I'm struggling with at school, or maybe it's with exams coming up and hard to get down to study. Maybe it's with little children on the way, or somebody's sick in your family, or maybe you've lost someone that you love. You're going to a funeral, or you've been to a funeral and you're trying to get over the grief of losing someone. And maybe it's a personal family crisis, your own health or your own finances, whatever it is. Maybe just something that you're not sure of in the future. Whatever it is, you can bring it to Jesus. And he really cares. And you can pray. You can pray, Lord, bless me, oh bless me. Lord, just enlarge my territory, you know. Give me more, Lord. That's what Jabez was praying. And I don't believe that Jabez just came and sent up a quick prayer. No. That's not the way it was. I believe that this was Jabez's prayer constantly, moment by moment, day by day. The prayer of his life. He didn't want to be just a run-of-the-mill guy. He wanted to be better than his brothers. He wanted to be an honourable man. And so he went for it, and he wanted God to bless him. And he wanted to be free from pain, so he went for it. And he cried out to God. Jesus says, ask and ye shall have. Seek and ye shall find. Knock and the door shall be opened. It means keep on asking. Keep on seeking. Keep on knocking. And that's what we have to do. We have to come to God and not give up and keep on praying. And that's the kind of guy or girl that God will really bless. Hey, do you want to better yourself? As I said at the start, there's no better way than coming to Jesus. So what are you waiting for? Come to Jesus today and start from this very moment on to better yourself. Trixie and I love you very, very much. God bless you. And thank you for watching.